the whole truck inspection, right? You started at the front, you just got all the way to the back. Tell them, okay, now let's go ahead and go so I can show you that these lights are actually working, right? If you're doing it in sections where you pull the truck, like that you pulled the car, right? She told you before she took you to the inside, hey, let's go ahead and do an external light inspection, a safe start, and an interior inspection, right? If you're doing it in sections, they're gonna ask you for it. But if they just say, hey, do a full truck inspection, you gotta remember all this. And you have to do it without them even having to remind you of this. So let's go ahead and go to y'all's truck.
Let's do that.
Go ahead and close it up.
No, it's all on the ground utility.
Well, Chapo, y'all gonna go build them on?
Yeah. With Chapo.
Gonna go build them a tunnel?
Yeah.
Alright, so we're gonna show them that your lights work, right? Hey, can you please help me check my lights? I'll jump inside and turn them on for me. If you can just check if they're actually working. Because if you don't ask them for help, well, guess what? Your ass has to be walking back and forth to check every single fucking light that it works, right? So ask them for help, okay? Be nice. They're okay with it, right? They're gonna help you. So one of y'all jump inside the truck.
David, you do this. I'm listening to him.
All you gotta do is turn the key forward, right? For the lights to work, yeah. So, you ask them for help, right? If they come to the front of the truck and they come and stand over here on the front of the truck, well, sometimes some of them will automatically start pointing at whichever light they want you to turn on, right? I don't know if they did with you.
No, mine he told me, let me know what you're doing. What
Okay, that's what I was gonna tell you. Some of them will start pointing, they'll take the lead in that, especially the older women there that are stuck in the old ways, right? But some of them, they'll just go and stand there, or they'll ask you to, hey, what are you checking? Let me know, right? So whatever they do, if they start pointing, you follow the lead. If they're just standing there waiting, you got to tell them, hey, there goes my right turn signal. Turn it on, right? They're going to check it, right? Is it working? Okay, thumbs up, it's good. Now you tell them there's my left turn signal, right? Turn that one on. Okay, it's working. I'm going to go ahead and put my four ways on. Four ways working. Alright, they'll tell you, okay, your four ways are working. Okay, now go ahead and turn your headlights on. Headlights should come on, right? Remember, all these other lights come on with them, headlight clearance, everything, right? So go ahead and kind of point to the top so they check that all the lights are working. And then go ahead and flash the high beam, right? Because you gotta let them know that both of them are working, the low beam and the high beam. So that covered all the lights on the front that we told them that we had, right? Now make sure they go check the back ones, because if you don't make sure and they don't do it, they'll count it against you again. So hey, now can you help me check the back? Right turn signal, left turn signal, four ways, hit the brakes so the stoplight or brake light comes on, right? Turn the lights on so the back lights turn on, all your tail lights, right? License plate light, everything's gonna come on later. Once they're done with the lights, now they're gonna come and jump inside the truck with you, right? So they jump inside the truck with you, okay? Now it's time to do the interior inspection of the truck. It's on here, the list, and I found it to be the easiest way to remember this list. Because once you get in there and they get in there, hey, first thing I'm gonna go ahead and check is my seatbelt. You'd be surprised how many guys even forget to talk about the seatbelt. I recommend that you put it on, because as you're putting it on, what are you doing? You're stretching it, you're making sure it works, you're checking the condition of it, you even latch it, you always listen for that latch, right, to make sure that it's secured. So as you're doing it, if you talk about it, you just mention there, can you cover your seatbelt, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and perform a safe start on this truck. You always want to turn it on right away as soon as you got your seatbelt on, right? So tell them I'm going to go ahead and perform a safe start. If they automatic or standard?
Standard.
So I'm going to go ahead and depress my clutch. Push the clutch in. I'm going to check my shifter that it's in neutral. And I'm going to verify that my parking brakes are both applied. So just kind of pull on them, right? Everything is good, right? Now I'm going to go ahead and safely start this truck. Turn it on. So you turn the truck on at this point. Let your clutch go. It's in neutral, right? Leave the truck running while you're doing the test. Alright? If you look at that list, right after the safe start, it says mirrors, right? So if you look to the left and you start working yourself from the left to the right, you're going to cover everything pretty much in order that it is right here. So hey, I'm looking to the left, I'm going to start checking. When you look at the mirrors, I'm going to go ahead and start checking all my mirrors. Don't do one by one. I'm checking all the mirrors, again, that they're not broken, damaged, but most important that they're adjusted to me. Right? The adjustment is the most important thing. I'm also going to check all my windows, windshields, back windows, that nothing is broken, damaged, there's no leaky stickers, no obstructions that are blocking my view anywhere. Now I'm going to go ahead. Do y'all have an air horn?
Yeah.
Below it. You can see my air horn is working. My city horn is working. And then if you start on this side right here, where's your wipers? They're on the knob right there?
Yeah.
Turn the wipers on. You see my blades are good. They're not dry rotted. They're cleaning. The arm is putting enough pressure. Washer fluid is spraying.
Hey, you gotta push. You gotta push that whole thing in. Like the whole thing. Yeah, push it in. Hold it in.
There you go. I was trying to. That's because I know it lands over here. That's why I came over here. If I would have stayed here, it wouldn't have got me. So washer fluid, right? Windshield wipers. Now I'm going to go ahead and check my light indicators on the inside on my dashboard, right? So show them again that the right turn signal indicator is working, the left turn signal indicator, the four-way flashers indicators, the high beam indicator. Lights have to be on. And when you first started the truck, when all those lights came on, one of those was your ABS light indicator, right? So just tell them, and when I first turned it on, I verified that my ABS light indicator was working. It came on, it went away. Those are all your light indicators, okay? So we're looking at the dashboard still, right? Well, what else you got right there? All your gauges, right? So the truck is running. Is the oil pressure normal on the truck? That gauge working? Is there a warning light on saying that something is wrong with that oil pressure? You gotta cover the gauge that it's working as normal and no warning light on for each gauge.
You have to mention the operating
No. No, because all trucks are different. Just say it's in its normal range, it's not in the rating. Okay? Now my temperature, same thing. I'm gonna make sure the gauge is working, it's operating normally. If it's cool, it's gonna build up slowly, right, to temperature, to normal temperature. And also there shouldn't be a warning light on for that gauge. I'm going to check my voltmeter or battery gauge, whatever you want to call it. Again, it's got to be in the middle somewhere, normal. Gauge should be working, and I shouldn't have that warning light on either. Air pressure gauge, I don't know if it has two or in there.
Two.
One?
Two.
Okay. You can look at either or. It really don't matter. If you want to just stick with your primary, that's fine, right? Just say, hey, if it's digital, if it's digital, it says volts on there. Our truck does the same thing. Just say, hey, anything over 12 is normal for this truck. In that case, just tell them. All right, so they see it's working and that's normal. Okay? So now my air pressure gauge. Well, that's a little bit different, right? Because if the truck would have been really low on air, well, it's going to take a few minutes to build up the air pressure, right? So just tell them, hey, my air pressure gauge, if it's low, it'll take a few minutes to build up. When it fills up, or anything over 120 or whatever this truck is governed to, I'm going to hear that air governor releasing the extra air pressure on the back. And that warning light that was on it, because it was low, should have gone away after 60 pounds, right? So the warning light shouldn't be on anymore once it's full. That's what you want to tell them when you do the air pressure, okay? Now that you're done, those are the only 4 important gauges. You don't got to worry about RPM, speedometer, fuel, just those 4, okay? Now go ahead and go over there to where your controllers are for your heater and defrost. Just flick them on and on for them. Hey, my heater, it blows here, down here. And if I turn my defrost on, it's going to blow up here on my windshield. Don't wait for it to get hot, because if it takes it a minute or two, you're wasting time. Just kind of show them real quick that the fan blows and it comes on real quick, right? So now you're done with the heater and defrost, right? Well, now you got to verify that your parking brakes are working on the truck and trailer. So right here, just tell them, hey, now I'm going to go ahead and check my parking brakes on truck and trailer. Put the truck in, put your clutch in, put it in gear. Release one of your brakes. Don't matter which one you release. Just one of them. What you release, the truck or the trailer? All right, so I'm going to release my truck brakes. I'm going to check my trailer brake, make sure it's working. I don't have a trailer brake. Are you sure? So it won't hold at all? There's no parking brake on it? Yeah, it should hold.
Yeah.
Just barely. I guess there's no brakes on it. Well,
the one way out.
it is going to hold.
Yeah.
So right there, what you're going to do is you're going to put it in drive, and you don't have to let it out, but just barely, slowly let it out. As soon as you feel the truck trying to push it right back in. Hey, as you can see, my trailer brake is working. Pull that one out, lock up the truck now, and tell them now, lock up the truck now, release the trailer, do the opposite. Now I'm going to check the truck brakes to make sure that they're working. Like right now you have the truck, so again, you would release the trailer and just try to move the truck forward. Right there, right? It didn't go with it. So that's how you check the parking brakes, one at a time. Okay? Now I'm going to check my service brake, which is your brake pedal. The way you check that one is you got to put the truck in gear, release both brakes. You got to grab that steering wheel with two hands and tell them, hey, what I'm going to do here is I'm going to grab the steering wheel with two hands. I'm going to go up to 5 miles an hour. When I get to 5 miles an hour, I'm going to hit my brakes. And I shouldn't feel my truck pull right or left. It should just stop normally. Well, there's not room for you guys to go 5 miles an hour. So just barely move it, and as soon as you feel it move, stop it right away. There you go. It's more than enough. That was actually quite a bit. Just stop it. You saw my service brake is working. It's actually stopping the truck. So they're in for the explanation really than the 5 miles. So you just covered the service brake, right? Now you have to make sure that there's at least 6 spare fuses in the truck. So you're covered, right? And show them that. Show them that you have at least 6 or more. That you have a fire extinguisher that is fully charged. Okay? You have it right there. And you have to have at least 3 reflective triangles or 6 flares. I don't know what y'all think.
Triangles.
The triangles. So tell them, hey, I have 3 reflective triangles that should not be broken or damaged in the truck. Alright? So we just covered everything up to right here, right? Well, if you look at it right away, it says start the air brake test, right? It's all part of the interior inspection. Don't wait, because if you wait, you kind of pause right here because you're waiting for them to ask you to do the air brake test. She's going to ask you, hey, are you done with this interior inspection? I mean, you already got to this part, so you're not sure, right? And you'll be like, no. Are you sure you're not done? You positive that you're not done? Because they'll persist. Because if you say yes, guess what? You just failed the test. No, I am not done. I still need to do my air brake test. If you pause, believe me, they're going to ask you if you're done or not. Okay? So no, I am not done. I still need to do the air brake test. So what I'm going to do at this time, I'm going to get off and I'm going to go ahead and chalk one of my wheels. You leave the truck running, it's okay because there's still somebody in the truck, right? The examiner is sitting in there, and if it's hot, leave that AC blowing, right? You get out. When you get out, make sure you're using your 3-point safety. If you get out and you're facing me, guess what? They can fail you if they want, right there. You always get out with your back and ass first, just like you get in like this.
Yeah.
You get out like this. Don't get out facing me. Even though you might be holding on, you're going to have to let your hands go at one point. So always get out with your back first. Chalk one wheel. It doesn't matter if you chalk that one or that one. If you're in the left lane, where are you testing? Oh, I don't know. I'm not familiar with them. They'll provide the wheel chalks. Okay? So you just go ahead and grab 2 of their wheel chalks, and you go to whichever tire you want. Put one on the front and one on the back. Get back in the truck. First thing you want to do when you get back in the truck is verify that you have 120 psi. Okay? At least. So if you have the 120, just go ahead and point it out to them. Hey, as you can see, I already have 120 pounds. So at this point, go ahead and turn the truck off. turn the key to the on position, make sure all the lights come on that dashboard, and you even see that ABS light come on right there and go away, right? So if you forgot to mention it earlier, go ahead and mention it now, right? Okay, now that you put your key on the on position, now you go ahead and release both brakes, truck and trailer. Make sure that you don't try to hold the brake. That's why you chop that wheel so it don't roll. Because if you hold that brake, you're gonna lose pressure, right? If y'all been watching videos where the guys, the first thing they tell them, hey, I'm gonna sit here for a minute and make sure that I don't lose 3 pounds, which is the static air brake test, you do not have to do that one, okay? You can leave that one out, skip it. It's not in the book anymore, okay? All you have to tell them, okay, the first thing I'm gonna do right here now that I'm doing my air brake test is I'm gonna go ahead and hold my brake down for 1 minute. While holding it down for 1 minute, I shouldn't lose 4 pounds of air pressure. So as soon as you tell them and you push that brake, look at the gauge, wherever it stopped. It's not at 120 anymore. When you pushed them in, you lost pressure. When you applied it right there, you lost more pressure. So wherever it stops, 80, 90, 100, from right there, you're timing 1 minute. Make sure you do a full minute. Because some of them will time you. And you're trying to be slick and get away with 50, 55 seconds. When you tell her you're done, she's going to say, hey, I'm sorry you failed because you only did 55 seconds of air brake test. Okay?
He didn't time it. He asked me.
Well, no, I'm saying some of them do.
Oh, okay.
Some of them do. So you're supposed to time yourself.
Hey, can you use your
cell phone, watch, whatever you have. Just stopwatch, whatever you bring with you that day.
Gotcha.
It was a minute. Did you lose 4 pounds? No, right? So you tell them that, hey, it's been a minute. I did not lose 4 pounds of air pressure, okay? Now I'm gonna go ahead and check my low air signal on the truck. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start pumping on my brakes until the signal comes on. It should come on before 60 pounds of pressure or right at 60 pounds.
The light went on, but I don't hear nothing. Because my door's open.
Some trucks have an alarm, some don't. I don't know. Does y'all have?
Yeah, I don't think this one has it. I think until both of them go under.
Huh?
I think once both of them go under 60, then it'll make a noise.
It's got a light.
Both lights work? Yeah. Oh,
yeah, if the light came on, that's good enough. It's got to be either or. Don't worry about it.
I'm about to pop out.
Yeah, no, don't do it. Stop. Yeah, make sure as soon as... that's why they say either or. Either a light or an alarm. That truck only has the light, no alarm. The other one has both. So, hey, I'm going to...
Does it matter that my primary is almost zero, but my secondary is still...
Well, it's like that because you kept pumping the shit out of it. Go ahead and build it up again because it's not going to work right. But yes, just as soon as the light comes on, if the alarm don't come on, as soon as you see something come on that says low air, hey, it's working. It came on before 60 or right at 60. That's what you want to do, okay? When you get over 60, just let me know. You don't have to fill it up all the way.
There's like a message on the back. It'll say
Low air?
low air.
It's got a light on that.
You should have a little circle with
Yeah,
little lines on
yeah,
it.
a little red.
Or say low air. How many pounds you got? They're both around 60 already? But is it at 60 at least? Go ahead and build it up a little bit more. Yeah, he would have failed.
Turn it off, wait.
Good enough. All right. Put that key back on again. So, remember, just start pumping until you see anything, whether it's that low air or that light or the alarm, anything.
Yeah.
So just pump it until something comes on again. So if you see anything come on, stop. All right. So it came on right there. Hey, as you can see, my low air signal is working. It came on before 60, okay? Now the last thing that I'm gonna check for is my spring brakes or emergency brakes, whatever you wanna call them. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue pumping on the brakes until both buttons pop out, and they should both pop out within 20 and 40 pounds on the gauge, okay? So now that you told them what you're gonna do, just start pumping the shit out of the brakes until both buttons pop out. Don't worry about the pressure gauge. You want to keep your eyes on those buttons because some trucks are designed to pop the red one out before the yellow one, right? And sometimes some trucks will do that, you know? And if you're not paying attention because you're worried about the gauge over here, the pressure gauge, and you hear it pop, and you look at, okay, I'm done, and then you tell her, right there, I actually heard both of them pop out, boom, boom, right? Because it's always red before yellow. But sometimes that yellow one gets stuck, guys. So you have to just keep pumping until you see it pop out. So that's why I said don't worry about the pressure gauge, because now that they pop, what is your gauge reading?
Primary is at 10.
And what's the other one at?
Secondary is 40.
40? Hey, just the good one, 40.
Well, yeah, these are weird. One drops
Yeah,
way low,
yeah.
and then the other one starts coming down.
You look at whichever one's most convenient to you.
Right.
That's all you got to do, okay? But once they both pop out, okay, everything is working on the truck. So now are you done with your test? They're going to ask you. If you know you're done, you didn't forget about anything inside the cab. If you're not sure, go ahead and look around. Fuck, did I talk about everything inside here? Lights, gauges, wipers. Yes, I'm done. Okay? They're going to start grading you right then and there. All right? You can go ahead and turn the truck back on once you tell them that you're done. Get that AC blowing on, cool them off. You don't want them hot already, right?
Yeah.
Cool them off. While they're grading you, you can go ahead and get out of the truck, remove the wheel chocks, jump back in the truck, and if they're still grading you, just hope that they pass you, right? This is whatever it takes, right? Yeah, no. I'd blow kids before I offer money. But yeah, guys, that's inside out. And like I said, you can watch videos, you can do whatever. If it says no drinking beer, whatever it takes, you know, make sure it's on this list. If it's not on this list, guys, don't worry about it. It's not on the test. Okay? See, y'all have all that extra stuff on there, you know? It's not on the test.
And basically anything as far as moving forward, they pass.
Once you pass, then they're going to ask you to do the skills test.
They
right away.
pick which one too.
It's all on that same card.
It will be okay.
It's all on that same card you pulled at the beginning. That tells them which lane you're going to do the straight back in, which way you're going to offset, if you're going to offset to the right or to the left, which way you're going to parallel, whether it's to the right or to the left. And once you get past that, then they take you on the road for your road test. A couple of things on the road test that they might ask you to do is an emergency stop or the railroad crossing. I'm not familiar with Livingston with their route, if they have a railroad crossing in their route or not.
We hadn't had anybody make it that far yet.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and help you guys out. If they ask you to do an emergency stop, they tend to try to have you in the fast lane, right? Because they want to see, they tell you, hey, I want you to go ahead and do an emergency stop. So you're never supposed to pull over to the left, right? You always pull over to the right. So if you're in the fast lane, turn signal, get into the slow lane. If there's a shoulder, pull into the shoulder. If there is no shoulder, she wants you to stop this fucking truck. Stop in that slow lane, okay? As soon as you get into the lane, okay, there's no shoulder. Put your hazards on, start slowing down. Make sure that wherever you're gonna stop this truck, there is no driveways, no signs, no fire hydrant. Nothing. That is just a clear, just like right here on the side of the grass right here, right? You wouldn't be blocking anything, right? Pull over right there. Park the truck. Set your brakes. Put it in neutral. Leave those four ways. Remove your hands and feet from the steering wheel, controls, everything. And when you sit there, just tell them, hey, if we're going to be here longer than 5 or 10 minutes, I need to go ahead and set up my reflective triangles. By then, they're going to be like, okay, you know what to do. Let's go. Don't take your hazards off until this truck is rolling, okay? If you got off into the shoulder, leave them on. At least until the truck is rolling a little bit. Drop that left turn signal, right? Get into your lane a few seconds and then remove it, okay? But if you're already in that slow lane, leave those four ways on until the truck is rolling at least, and then take them off, okay? Once you get going again, if there is a railroad track, well, they're gonna ask you, okay, what are you supposed to do at a railroad track? Well, if you got your windows closed, the first thing you wanna do is at least crack your window open. Even if it's half an inch, just crack it open. okay? Because you have to tell them whatever they say, hey, if there isn't a railroad track, they're gonna be like, hey, you see that fence up ahead? Well, imagine that the railroad tracks are right there. So you still gotta do exactly like if there was a railroad track right there. Slow down before you get there. You don't have to have your hazards on or stop, none of that. Just pull up as slow as you can to it. Make sure you drop that window and you tell them that you're listening and looking for the train. You look both ways and you're listening, okay? Go over whatever mark she tells you until the ass end of that trailer goes over that. You should not shift gear or speed up the truck. You gotta go slowly until the whole truck and trailer get over that mark. Now that your truck and trailer are over the tracks, I can go ahead and move my speed. Alright? It's pretty much the only thing besides your right and left turns and stuff like that, guys. Any questions? Good luck, guys.
I appreciate it. Thank you.